Yoga. Today's chair yoga class is going to be partly sitting in a chair and partly standing. So for the standing part, it would be good to be near a wall if you want. Um, Make sure or have a extra chair, depending on how much support you need or want. So you could, for the standing part, stand between two chairs if that helps you with any balance issues. Or if one chair is enough, then that's fine too. You need to make the decision that's best for you. We'll start seated, coming into a comfortable seat. In chair yoga, you want your feet to meet the floor comfortably, where they can push into the floor and you feel some muscle engagement in your legs. And you want to sit a little bit forward in your chair so that your back isn't resting against the back of the chair. You want to use the muscles in your spine to help support you. Just notice how that feels at first. Make any adjustments. Notice how your feet are connecting with the floor beneath you. Maybe you lift your heels a little bit, rolling up onto the toes. Just noticing where your feet are connecting with the earth. You could do it the other way too. You could step the feet out a little bit and roll up onto the heels and then to the toes. Just getting acquainted with your feet and where they're touching the floor. And the hands can rest wherever they're comfortable on your legs, or if you like hanging down to the side or even holding onto the chair. And then find a comfortable spot for the feet to rest where they're pushing into the floor comfortably. And then bring your attention to your sits bones where you're connecting with your chair. Lower the gaze or close your eyes and just take a moment and notice if you feel like you're putting more weight on the right side or more weight on the left side. You could even rock a little bit. And again, you could hold on to the chair. You don't have to rock very much. Just rock a little bit and then pause. See if you feel balanced in the chair. If you don't, make any adjustments, finding that place where you can sit with your feet comfortably pushing into the floor and the sits bones resting gently in the chair. Then you want to bring your attention up to the shoulders. Notice where they are today. Does one feel way up high? Do they both feel way up high? Are they nice and soft and relaxed? Notice where the ears are. Notice how the head is doing at this moment. Bring the attention to the breath. Sometimes it's helpful to bring your attention to the breath by placing a hand on the chest and a hand on the belly. Just bringing a little bit more awareness to the body, helping you to bring your attention to the breath and where it's flowing in your body today. How is it flowing? Is it moving with ease? Is it getting stuck somewhere? Are your breaths short, shallow? Are they long and slow, relaxed? Trying just to observe them without judging. Just knowing how things are for you right now in this moment. See if you can begin to lengthen the breath. Feeling the breath move down through the lungs to the bottom of the lungs, expanding the lungs fully, and then letting the air back out, engaging the muscles of the belly to help push the air out as you exhale. Inhaling fully and exhaling, letting it all out. It's best to breathe in and out through the nose if you can. But if you can't, Allow the breath to move through the mouth. Two more long, slow breaths. And then pause again, noticing how you're sitting, what's changed. The feet pushing into the floor, the sits bones sinking down, the spine lengthens up. Draw the ears over the shoulders over the hips. Allow the chin to come down just a little bit and back. And then let the head come over to the side any amount that feels good. And inhale back through center and exhale over the other side. You can bring in any sort of neck movement that feels good for you this morning. And if neck movement is not good for you, then you could just practice your breathing. If moving the head brings on any sort of dizziness or nausea, uncomfortableness, maybe try not moving the neck quite as much, slowing down, or trying a different direction. Two more times. And then pause. Take a breath in and let it out. Take the hands out in front of you, bent at the elbows so that elbows are next to your rib cage, and bring the hands to the shoulders. Now you could do just one hand at a time, or you can do both together, or you can alternate. It helps with brain function. So we're doing left hand, right hand, both. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. One more time through and check out the spine. Is it nice and long? Beautiful. Let the hands hang down by the side and shake them out. Feel the fingers moving. And then turn the palms out towards the sides. Inhale the arms out. They could stop anywhere along the ride. And then pause. Notice where the ears are, where the shoulders are. Notice the hips and the feet. Take 3 breaths. Exhale the hands down. Take a breath in and let it out. Inhale the arms back up. Maybe bring the arms slightly behind you so you feel opening through the chest. And then exhale, bring the hands to the chest. Maybe draw the chin down, looking at your hands. Feeling the warmth of your hands on your body. Sending healing energy to any parts of your body that might need some extra attention. Notice what hand's on the bottom, because next time we're going to put the other hand on the bottom. So inhale, open wide. And then exhale the arms back towards the chest, lower the head. Inhale, open wide, lift the chin. Bring the hands back as much as feels nice in your body. And then exhale the opposite hand to the chest, bringing the chin down. Inhale, opening wide. And exhale the opposite hand to the chest, to the heart center. And as you inhale and open wide, you can lower the hands or higher the arms. Our body likes to have all its parts moving. So just by making little changes, we're changing what's being used. And it said, if you want to keep it moving, you need to move it. All right, gently let the hands come down to the knees. Take a breath in and let it out. And from here, we're going to come to standing. So standing up, and you could place yourself between the wall and the chair, or you could have two chairs, or depending on how your balance is feeling this morning, you might only need or want one chair. So we come to standing, and pay attention to your feet. Notice where your feet are. Have a slight bend in the knees. Just like when we were sitting, you want your ears over your shoulders over your hips over your ankles. As you inhale, lengthening up. As you exhale, feel the body softening down, getting taller with each breath. I'm going to turn to my side so you can see what I'm doing with my feet. So I'm going to just take one foot and roll up onto the ball of the foot and pause there. And then maybe let this foot go a little bit side to side, feeling some movement through the ankle. Then pause, and then I'm going to come up onto the hippie toes and do the same thing, rocking side to side. I'm trying to get this movement in the ankle and feeling all five tip toes of all five toes as I rock side to side. And then I'm going to roll all the way over, and you might want to stick your or move your foot back a little bit. Just make any adjustment you want. What you want to feel is that stretch from the tip of the toe all the way up the front of the foot, up the front of the ankle, up the front of the shin. Take 3 breaths. And then we'll gently go back to the tippy toes. Feel all 5 tips. So sometimes you have to rock back and forth so you can feel that little baby. And then back so that you're stretching the ball of the foot, stretching all the toes. And then bring the foot back down to the floor. And we'll switch over to the other side, to the other foot. Do the same thing. But first, lifting the heel until you feel that stretch through the arch, through the ball of the foot. And come a little higher so you're feeling it through the back of the toes. And come up onto the tiptoes. And again, you can do that rocking action to feel some movement through your ankle. Nice. And then all the way over, and again, make any adjustments so that you can feel that stretch all the way through the front of the toes, the front of the foot, the front of the ankle, front of the shin. Take 3 long, slow breaths. Then roll back over, back to the tippy toes. Don't forget about that poor baby toe. Gentle rocks. And then bend the toes. Feel the ball of the foot pushing down. And roll back down onto the foot. Just notice your feet, where they're touching the floor. We're going to do this again. And you can choose to do it on one foot and do the whole roll over. Or maybe you choose to come up onto both toes and roll back down. And rock a little bit back onto the heels. So you can do the one foot where you're doing the slow roll all the way to the tops of the toes. And then back down. And then do the other foot. Or you can come up on both feet, on the toes, on the ball of the feet. And then rock back onto the heels. And notice what's happening to the rest of the body. Try to keep the core engaged. So you want the belly nice and tight, which helps support your spine and your lower back. Two more times. And pause. And come back to a stand. Take a breath in and let it out. And then we'll come into a pose called Warrior One. So you're going to be standing nice and tall. Put all the weight into one foot and step back with the other, any amount that you want. Back foot comes down onto the floor and you bend into the front knee. Just take a breath. And then notice the feet. You want the weight to be equal in both feet. If you can, maybe you lift one arm. Take another breath. And exhale the hand down. Bring the back foot to meet the front. Take a breath in and let it out. And then step back with the other foot, bending the front knee. The back foot is a little bit of an angle. You can keep both hands on the chair, or maybe you lift the arm that's on the same side as the leg that's behind you. Take 3 breaths. Exhale the hand down. Bring the back foot to meet the front. Take a breath in and let it out. And step the feet back so that you can make a 90-degree angle where your legs meet your torso. This is a nice one to do when you're at your desk or if you're cooking in the kitchen. You can do it standing or you could do it seated if you were at your desk. You could put your arms on your desk. Feel a nice long spine. Feel the feet pushing down into the floor. Two more breaths. And then slowly walk the feet back towards the chair. Come back to standing. Take a breath in and let it out. Inhale, the arms rise up and they can reach up high, or you could come to what I call goalpost arms. Take 3 breaths and lower the hands down. Step 1 foot back, bend into the front knee. This time we're going to come up on the toes of the back foot. So you're bending into the front knee, coming up on the toes of the back foot. Coming into a lunge. Take 3 breaths. Then bring the back foot to meet the front and stand. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Maybe this time you bring the arms slightly behind you so you feel opening through the front of the body. Exhale the hands down to the chair. Stepping back with the other foot onto the toes, bending the front knee. Now, if coming up onto the toes you feel like you're too far off balance, you can still put the heel down. Take 3 breaths. And bring the back foot to meet the front. And come back to standing. Take a breath in and let it out. Then we'll work on some balance work. So this would be a really good time to either be between the wall and your chair or between 2 chairs. Take a moment to feel the feet. Draw the belly in, lengthen the spine. Draw the ears over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips. Put all the weight into your right foot and begin to bring the left foot off the floor. So you could just come up onto the toes as a start. And then maybe you lift the toes off the floor and you let them hover. Maybe you bring the knee a little bit higher. And then place the foot back on the floor. We'll go through that a couple times. Maybe lifting the heel, go where you can. Maybe hover the foot or lift the knee. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And pause. Take a breath in. And let it out. We'll move to the other side, putting all the weight into your left foot. Come up onto the toes on your right foot. Just notice how it feels to be balanced on one foot. And if you're ready, let the foot hover. And bring the knee a little bit higher. Go where you can, and then bring the leg down. Inhaling, lift. And exhaling, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And then pause in 2 feet. Take a breath in. And let it out. Transferring the weight over to the right foot again. If it feels okay to do so, maybe just holding on with the right hand onto the chair and letting go of the other side. And maybe this time the arm rises. Go where you can. So we could be holding on with 2 hands and just lifting and lowering. Or we could just lift and lower with one hold. Maybe we lift and lower with no holding. Or maybe our arm rises with our leg. Two more times. Go where you can, do what you can. Pause and take a rest when you need to. Take a breath in and let it out. Then we'll switch to the other side, putting all the weight into your left foot. Let the right foot rise up wherever you want it to go and lower back down as you exhale. And maybe you add in the arm, maybe you don't. Inhaling, lifting up and lengthening. Exhale, lower back down. And then pause with both feet on the floor. Take a breath in and let it out. One more time. And then we will take our foot and you could place it on to the bottom rung of the chair, or you could just keep it on the floor, or if you're comfortable doing so, you could bring your leg up higher. So we're going to get a stretch through our leg. So this could be done by having your legs wide apart and coming into a fold. Or maybe you'd like to place one foot on the rung of the chair and fold. Or maybe if you feel safe doing so, bringing the foot up higher and pausing. Wherever you go, pause. Take 3 to 5 breaths. If you feel areas that are tight and tense, give them permission to let go, to relax. Take one more long, slow breath. And then slowly come out of the pose, bringing the feet back towards each other. Come back to standing. Take a breath in and let it out. And we'll move into the pose on the other side. So that could be bringing one foot in front of the other and folding. It could be placing the foot on the rung of the chair, coming into your fold, or placing your foot up higher and folding. You could have a bend in that front knee. You want to feel the stretch through the back of the leg. And depending where you're tight and loose, that will feel different in your body. Take 3 breaths. And then slowly lower the foot back down to the floor. Take a breath in and let it out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold to a flat back. Take 3 breaths. Inhale, rise back up. Hands can come to the sides. And then we're going to come into chair pose. And actually, if you had another chair, you could place it behind you and sit in it. So you can feel what it feels like when you are sitting. And then we're going to rise up out of the chair. And then lower back down. So you can lower back down and pretend you're going to sit. Or if you have a safe chair behind you, you could sit. So inhale, rise up to standing. If you want, inhale the arms up. And exhale down as if you were going to sit in a chair. Or if you want, you could sit in the chair. And then inhale, rise back up. Exhale to chair. Maybe sit. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale to chair. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. And exhale, back into your chair. Take a breath in and let it out. And again. All right, we're going to move back into our chair. So if you have a second chair and it's in your way, you can move it out of your way. We'll come back to seated into our chair. Okay, so as we come back into our chair, making sure that our sits bones are comfortable and our back isn't using the back of the chair. We're sitting up nice and tall. The feet are pushing into the floor. And then let the hands come down to the sides, holding on to the chair, to the back of the chair, so that you can bring your chest forward, opening up through the front. And then draw the chest back. Inhale, open up. And exhale, back to seated. One more time, inhaling forward, open up. And exhale back, nice and tall. Leaving the left hand holding on to the chair. Bring your right hand up and reach up and over. Getting a stretch through the side body. And then gently draw it back down. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale down. If you want, you could follow your thumb with your eyes. And exhale, draw the hand back down to the side. Hold on to the chair. Bring your other arm up as if you're going to wave, and then bring the arm up. And again, maybe your eyes follow your hand, getting a little movement through the neck, or maybe the head stays still. That's your choice. The intention here is to feel the stretch through the side of the body. And pause. Take a breath in and let it out. Bring the right hand up as if you're going to wave. Reach up and over. If you want, you could let the hand rest on top of the head gently. We'll pause for 3 breaths. And inhale back through center. Bring the left hand up as if you're going to wave. Reach up. Feel that stretch from the hip to the shoulder. Again, the hand could rest on the head. Three breaths. Bring the hand down to the sides. Take a breath in. Let it out. Bring the hand over to the shoulder. Hold on to the side of the chair with the other arm. And then as you exhale, gently twist towards the hand on the shoulder. Inhale back through center. Exhale, twist. Inhale through center. And exhale, twist. Inhaling through center. And exhale, twist. This time pause. Notice how it feels. If you feel you have a little more room to twist, you bring the arm back a little bit more. Use the breath. And then as you inhale, gently come back to center. Take a breath in. And let it out. Hold on to the chair with the right hand, placing the left hand on the shoulder. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist towards your right. Inhale back through center. Gently twisting with the breath. Using the exhale to help you twist, using the muscles through your torso. And as you twist this time, pause. And we'll stay for a couple breaths. If you want, you could bring the arm up on the back of the chair. Try to keep your sits bones equally pushing down into the floor and your feet equally pushing down into the floor. And inhale back through center. Take a breath in. Let it out. Inhale, reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, hands down onto the knees. Coming forward with a long, tall back. You could come down onto your elbows. Or if you'd like, you could come into a forward fold, holding onto the elbows if you feel safe, like you're not going to fall out of your chair. Or use a piece of furniture or the floor to keep yourself propped in your chair. Take 3 long breaths. And slowly bring the hands back up to the knees. Rise back up. Take a breath in. And let it out. Extend one leg out. And maybe you take the other leg a little bit over to the side so you can have a little bit of space to move. And we're just going to come into a forward fold. And this might be a good place to have a piece of furniture in front of you or some blocks. One more breath. And slowly rise back up. Bring the leg back. Extend the other leg out. And if it feels more comfortable for you, you could actually turn in your chair a little bit more and come forward over the straight leg. And inhale, rise back up. If you brought the leg out to the side, bring it back to the front. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Bring the hands out to the sides. And draw the hands slightly behind you, opening through the chest. Draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Bring the head down. Inhale, opening up. And then if you can remember, hug yourself the other way. Bring the chin down, rounding through the spine. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, round. Now, if this feels like it's too much for the neck and the shoulders, this is also the same thing as cat-cow, drawing the chest through the shoulders as you come forward, and exhaling, drawing the spine back towards the back of the chair and rounding. So either way is a nice way to get some movement through the spine. And come back to sitting nice and tall. Take a breath in and let it out. We're going to move into our final relaxation pose. So you could move down onto the floor and get comfortable or sit on a piece of furniture. If you have a pillow nearby, maybe place that behind you on your chair and scoot back. At this point, you can scoot back and let the chair support you. But still notice your feet and where they're touching the floor, how they're touching the floor. Take a moment to lift all 10 toes and spread them wide. Extend them towards the wall in front of you like you're a cat, extending your claws. And then lower the toes down on the floor one by one, from the baby toe to the big toe. And then one more time, lift all 10 toes, expand them nice and wide and then long, and lower them one by one from the pinky toe to the big toe. Probably could see a little bit better if I moved the blocks and if the dog wasn't there. And one more time, lift up all 10 toes, extend them long, and then lower them one by one. And if this feels a little bit frustrating or tricky, that's okay. It is. The more you do it, the easier it gets. We need to give our feet a lot of attention. A lot of our movement in our body, or the tightness in our body, comes from our feet and issues with our feet. So give them loving care. Rock them back and forth. Tap them out. And then take a nice breath in and blow it out. Relax the toes. Relax the feet and the ankles. Allow the calves and the shins to soften. The knees. Relax the thighs. Release the hips. Soften the belly. Notice the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Notice the shoulders. Maybe bring them up towards the ears and lower them back down. Bring them in little circles. Whatever feels nice for your shoulders and will allow them to relax. Relax the arms, the wrists, the hands, and all the fingers. Relax the back of the neck and the throat. Soften the face. Relax any tension in the head. And scan the body from the top of the head down to the toes. Noticing if there's any areas that still feel like they're holding on, they're tight, tense. Give them permission to let go, but also be okay if they don't want to. Pay attention to your inhale, feeling the whole body expand as you inhale. Feeling your body softening into your chair, being supported as you exhale. As you inhale, soak up all the freshness of your breath. As you exhale, let go and relax more deeply inside. Inhaling, feeling the freshness of your breath, the new energy. Exhaling, letting go of anything you don't need, and feeling more relaxed deeply inside. Soften the breaths. Let them go back to their natural rhythm. You're welcome to stay here in your relaxation pose for as long as you want. It is the most important pose in your yoga practice, giving your body a chance to assimilate everything that you were doing, letting the different systems in your body understand what you want from them. But when you're ready, slowly wake your body back up with little movements with fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Sitting up tall in your chair so that you have space for the breath. One more time. Bringing the ears over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips, the feet pushing into the floor. Lowering the gaze or closing the eyes. Allow yourself to be aware of where your attention goes when you're in stillness. What does your body, your mind focus on? Is it your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings? Is it parts of your body? Are you quiet and refreshed? How do you feel now at the end of your practice compared to when you started? Did you learn anything about yourself, about your body, that you could use throughout your day to help you feel better and move with ease, with more energy? You can leave your hands on your knees or maybe place your hands on your heart, feeling the warmth of the hands on the heart center, bringing energy, healing, allowing yourself to feel your heartbeat. Thank you for joining me, allowing me to guide you through your yoga practice. I hope you'll join me again. Have a beautiful day. Be well, be kind, be loved and loving. Namaste.